Yes, we are
Uh,
just waiting for a
so
few more and we are just about to start, right?
yeah, we'll wait a minute to join others. Once the other people join, we'll start.
Right. So by 4:10 we can start?
Yes.
So I hope the participants who are here, they can just go to the Facebook also and the website, what is available, the Eurocase International. Definitely you should have a look and see how the programs are planned, what all benefits you can get from for your kids. One more minute, we'll wait and we'll start. Yeah, Prajwal, we can start now.
Yeah, we can start now. Okay. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. A very warm welcome for joining this session. A very warm welcome and thank you each one of you for joining today's session. So we are talking about the importance of the a school which is having a very structured curriculum and in terms of the pedagogy and everything. So we will talk about all the things in detail during this presentation. So I would like to take ahead with this presentation. So 1 minute. So Eurokids is a part of Lighthouse Learning Private Limited. We under the Lighthouse Learning Private Limited, there are different brands which has been hosted across Pan India as well as at the international level. We have brands like Eurokids, then Kangaroo Kids, the Billabong High, Euro Schools, then Center Point Schools, the Cambridge Public Schools. So these are the brands which is hosted by the Lighthouse Learning. Eurokids, as far as is concerned, it is more than 2 decades we are into the education field. We are currently present in 3 countries, which is India, Bangladesh, and Nepal. More than 1,200 preschools are there in across Pan India. More than 350 cities we are present as a Eurokids brand, and so far more than 5 lakh children has been nurtured through our education ecosystem. These are the brand accolades, the rewards and recognition which we have received so far. 40 plus awards has been received by Eurokids brand. These are the latest which we have shown in this presentation. So these are the awards and recognitions. So we'll talk about why the importance of, means what is the importance of the early childhood education. We believe that yes, many of the parents think is it really a kind of a necessity to have a preschool for my child. So if I say that yes, we have a very child first ideology and a very thoughtful for an overall growth of a child to integrate his academic excellence with his personality development. Education is not just the amount of information that is put into the child's brain, but it is very essence of education is the concentration of mind, body, and soul. The ideology is that only that the integration of mind, body, and soul will nurture the child and to achieve the milestones in the future as well. Research proves that the children who go through a structured learning in the early childhood education benefits in better in terms of language improvement, social skills, as well as the discipline issues and the social interactions. So this is the kind of childhood education is more important nowadays. I would like to take you ahead through this video, which shows the importance of the early childhood education.
What is it that will make some of these babies thrive while others won't? What will make some of these toddlers go on to college and pursue rewarding careers or fulfill their professional aspirations, while others might have to settle for a lot less? Is it a matter of fate, money, intelligence? Is it luck, hard work, genetics? Is it a question of education? What happens in the first few years of life before formal schooling begins helps to lay the foundation for future success. What children experience even before they learn how to talk increases their chances of reaching their full potential and might be the key to creating better societies for everyone. The secret lies in the most unsuspected place, our young brain.
If you're seeing, if you're hearing, if you're feeling, if you're deciding, if you're thinking, if you're reading, etc., this is your brain in action.
During our early years, the brain is optimized for learning and is capable of extraordinary change. No wonder a baby brain can create more than 1 million new neural connections every single second. They say practice makes perfect, and that is exactly what the brain does. Every time we learn or experience something new, it detects a change, and that change forms connections, which help build the foundation of a powerful brain. The connections that are not used repeatedly are lost. During the early years, when the brain is at its most active, when the roadmap of our lives is first designed. Although change is possible as children grow, science is proving that getting it right from the beginning is the best opportunity we have to increase our chances of happiness and success.
Children are natural learning machines. They are born ready to learn. They already have learned some things, even in utero.
The first 3 years of life are magical years for intervention, because the changes that we facilitate then can last for the rest of the child's life and of the parent's life, and create a new way of relating.
A really good, solid early childhood education foundation are more likely to continue their education when they leave high school, more likely to go to college. They are 4 times more likely to graduate from college. They are more likely to get highly skilled jobs that pay more. They are actually healthier as adults.
Because none of us can remember our lives before we were 2 or 3 or 4, depending on when your first memory is. It's easy to think that there's nothing happening in there. The idea that we would think about learning as something that doesn't happen until you're 5 or 6, it just doesn't make sense scientifically.
And so kindergarten prep begins in the crib, begins at birth, begins with the parents' knowledge of what their contribution is going to be to the baby's brain development. Because a brain has to be built. It comes ready to learn, but it's not built yet.
While some of these children may thrive and others might not, we now know that the experiences they are exposed to and the skills they acquire early on truly matter for the brain's development. The early years are an unrepeatable opportunity to improve their chances of happiness and success, and the best way to help them fulfill their dreams, whatever they may be.
So, yes, this video explains about the importance of the childhood education, where many of the experts says that yes, by having the early childhood education, it develops the kind of social emotional skills development into the child at the early age. If we talk about, it will really help in terms of the better language development, as well as the improved social skills, behavioral problems. Many of the children are not interacting with the other peer interaction or anything. So it will help them to improvise that kind of a behavior. It also helps to reduce the discipline issues when they stay at home, or they are meeting with their relatives or the nearby ones. It will also improvise the kind of a discipline which they have to follow at any point of time. The attention span, increased social interaction, achieving development milestones. So this milestones means what? Yes, in early childhood, the childrens are just playing around at home or maybe in a garden, but it also helps them to increase their different milestones, gaining the different languages, gaining the different interaction level with the other childrens as well. This will help them to develop their milestones. Okay, then getting high skilled jobs. Yes, it is a very seen that the child who have gone through with a preschooling, they have developed their kind of a personality in such a way that their future will be very much on a brighter note. So now, why Eurokids over mainstream school? Many of the parents, they feel that the mainstream school is better than going to a preschool. I personally say that mainstream, yes, mainstream school, definitely it's a good option. But yes, at the same point of time, the child, when at an age of between 2 to 6, where one-on-one hand-holding is required for that child to get the developments in a specific time period. In a mainstream school, if you see that there are a ratio will be near about 30 or 40 children in a school, whereas in a preschool, the child ratio is 1:10. So for every 10 children, there is one teacher. So kind of attention will also be there more, and the level of interaction will be more with the children as well. In a mainstream school, we see that there is a less kind of a peer interaction as compared to the preschool, because preschool is having a small unit where children are coming, they are playing around, they are having snack time together, they are playing around, and they have the activities which is conducted by the teacher. So peer interaction will also get increased. Okay. Again, if I see about that in a preschool, if in Eurokids, there is an age appropriate infrastructure Whereas if you go into the mainstream schools, the infrastructure is very standard, having a table, chairs, and a standard format is there. But in a Eurokids preschool, if we saw that the playgroup childrens, they have not developed to sit on the table or chair. So we have used a flooring mat, which is a Eva foam mat, which helps them children to play around in the classroom as well. They are very much comfortable rather than going into sitting on the tables. Okay, so this is the kind of a differentiator as compared to the mainstream schools. If you see that the toys which has been shown in this picture, it is a child friendly toys, because in a mainstream school you can't find such kind of a toys. They have a specific a ground or a play area where toys are there, but it is across similar to all the standards, all the first to 10th standard, everything is same. But in preschool, in Eurokids, we have a toys which is a very child friendly, child centric toys we have been providing. So as well as in a preschool, Eurokids provides the structured peer interaction with a mindful learning and skill-based evaluation. So always be having a interaction with the childrens. They have more kind of interactions with in terms of making the activities. It is a completely a DIY activities where the teacher take along all the childrens, sitting along with them, doing all the activities, explaining them the importance of that activity and gaining them that this is the kind of activity through which we can achieve certain things in their life. Holistic development for students. Yes, it's an overall 360 degree, I can say, a development of a child which happens in a Eurokids preschool, where the social emotional life skills and mindful learning has been developed beyond the physical development and the academics as well. Many of the times is that the primary focus is on the academic development at the main school. If you saw in a main school where more focus on a academic development, but here in Eurokids preschool, we always think that there should be a 360 degree development of a child, like social emotional skills, mindful learning, as well as the physical development. So that is the I can say the difference between the mainstream school as well and the Eurokids preschool. These are the I can say the if I conclude about the Eurokids preschool, so it's a child friendly ambience, then the exploration and engagement based learning, where the childs are allowed to explore the things themselves. It is not something that we are putting something which is very means not a significant. We are more kind of children's where they can explore the things, they can engage with the other children's as well. Then qualified intensive trained staff. So our teachers, our support staff, our partners, they have been trained by the Eurokids head office. Our academic team is having intensive trainings throughout the year, so that our curriculum gets implemented and executed at the end of the teachers. Comprehensive safety protocols. We always follow the safety protocols like CCTV camera, the kind of child safety, then fire. All the parameters has been implemented and executed at the Eurokids preschool. We follow 1:10 ratio of the teacher student. So for 10 students, there is a one teacher which has been assigned to handle all the 10 childrens. Then there is a smooth kind of a transition. If any parents want to take a transfer to any other city where the Eurokids is present, they can take a transfer to the other center as well. So this is the six safety points where we have more focus to provide a safe school for the children and the parents as well. So is the school safe for my child? Yes, we have a CCTV surveillance and a constant monitoring. So every school, every corner of the school has been covered under the CCTV surveillance. Always any kind of a incident or something is there, definitely it will get covered under the CCTV surveillance. Do we follow any government guidelines? Yes, we strictly adhere to safety and regulations, which is given by the Education Ministry of India or any other like WHO, ICMR. So all we have following and adhering all the safety regulations given by the authorities. Are you certified in the best safety protocols? Yes, we have a 360-degree safety certification and regular safety inspections at our centers. So every center has to go a safety audit every year. Our safety team is visiting, physical visiting to the schools, doing the safety audits, so that there should not be any kind of a loopholes in terms of the safety. Then the fourth one is that how well do you know the staff at EuroKids? Our staff are verified and trained with rigorous background check. So for every, whether it is a teacher or staff or support staff, everybody is going through a background check. We do all the checks in terms of their any kind of legal or any financial, anything is there. We first do a background check, then only we hire those staff. So the fifth one is that, are you prepared for an emergency? Yes, we undertake regular drills for emergency preparedness and crisis management. Every school is having a quarterly kind of drills, emergency drills they are carried out, so that they are ready for any kind of crisis management and emergencies. What measures do you take to ensure my child is healthy at school? We ensure regular sterilization of toys, infrastructure, classrooms, and the play area, where periodically it has been followed by each and every EuroKids preschool that entire premises of the school should be sanitized regularly. The toys, after the every day after the usage of toys, they have been sterilized. And also the play area has been kept very well clean, so that next day when the children are coming to the school, they have a safe school. I would request Betty to take here from here to give the insight about our curriculum.
Thank you. So we have understood how the infrastructure, the other things, the safety measures are taken. Now let us understand the curriculum. So EuroKids follows a unique curriculum that is named as UNOYA. And it is also a mindful curriculum. When I talk about mindful curriculum, it is a flexible framework and also it is comprehensive. It talks about, or it handles more of the child-centric learning. So when UNOYA is a 360-degree curriculum which helps the child's mind, body, and soul. It is also a respected curriculum, and also Early Childhood Education Board, brand has given it an award, that is in 22 and 23. It is awarded also. So when we talk about the curriculum, it is a backbone of the school, and UNOYA provides the main skeleton which help the child to develop. We can move on to the next slide. Which make the child to develop a well mind, fit body, and beautiful soul. So when we get into the detail of UNOYA, so as I said, mind, the first part, that is, you can see mind, euphonic, math lab, and scientific spark. So these are the basic thing in each school. Like in, if you talk about any school, they will be talking about language, mathematics, and scientific spark or EVS. But here in EuroKids, we have euphonics, which talks about the way of learning English, reading, mathematics, which talks about mathematics, and scientific spark, that is more of EVS, connection with the environment and how the child is connected. So the mind plays an important role. It develops a cognitive development. It develops its cognitive brain of the child. Then we have the second part, the Eurofit. The Eurofit and yoga kits. So this is basically to develop the physical development of the child. That is known as the psychomotor development. We focus that the child is not only fit mentally, but also fit physically. And hence we provide this type of curriculum. The last part, that is the soul. The important part is soul also. Here in Eunoia curriculum, we provide the soul development, that is the complete child development happens when affective domain is also developed. So Euro music and Mindful Plus is a curriculum what we provide. And in that, a detailed things are mentioned. As we'll be moving to the next slide, we'll be able to understand how each program, each component help the child for the 360 development of the holistic development of the child. So when we move on to the next slide, so we'll talk about euphonic. So euphonic, previous slide, euphonic, previous slide. Yeah, thanks. So it is the phonic part. You can see here, the phonic part is there. So we talk to the child, or we teach the child about the letters, the relation between sound and letter, how to decode a word, what is the sound of each letter, how to blend it, how to make a new word, from word, how to make a sentences. So the child gets familiar to the sound of it. It's not letter, but the sound of it, and they get to get more unfamiliar words, they get familiarized with it, and the vocabulary enhances with a period of time. Next slide. In Math Lab, that is next one. So the name itself is named as Math Lab. So why we have named it lab? Because in mathematics, we have lot of experiments. We want the child should come, do lot of hands-on experience, and the abstract concept of math should be a concrete. So here we have visualizing, we provide lot of visualizing tools, Montessori tools, where they have to count by their fingers. They have to say aloud the numbers, what they are counting. So Math Lab provides the child with lot of experience like counting, computing, numerical relationship, even geometry, arithmetic. So the child can understand what are the shapes, what are the patterns, and how the complete world is made. They can visualize it. They can reason out. So we have turned the maths into Math Lab so that the abstract concept of math can be touched, it can be felt. And we also provide the repeated experience, which makes a child more confident in dealing with math and going forward. So next, what we have is scientific spark. So we know that children at this young age are very inquisitive. They have a lot of questions. They want to understand the world from their own eye. Can we just move to the next slide? Yeah, thanks. So they want to understand the world from their own eyes. And hence we name it as they are scientists. Why? Because they have to experiment by their own. And EuroKids provides a lot of opportunity so that the child can observe, they can investigate, they can predict, they can have a lot of reasoning. And we always encourage a child's question of why or what if it is not there. So what happens that the child starts thinking, and the child starts thinking, definitely they are learning something. So scientific spark, we make the child thinkers. We want the child to find the truth, discover the truth by their own, see the world by their own. And that is the joy of learning. So as we move on to the next part, these are the three components of mind, that is euphonic, Math Lab, and scientific spark. So mind covers the three core. And now when we go to the next part, that is body. As I said, body is very important. It's just not the mind which needs to be developed. But for small kids, the young children, their body should also be developed. And then only a good mind or an active mind can develop. So when we talk about body, we have tied up with Eurofit. It is an ISO certified school health organization. So this program is basically designed for kindergarten. It's designed for the preschoolers so that their motor skill, body strength, mind to muscle connection, it can also develop. And slowly and steadily what happens, the child gets in love with the fitness. So we have signed with Health at Go. They provide specific curriculum for young kids so that they can learn in a better way, and the complete development of the child happens. And in a way, we are also covering the psychomotor development of the child, which is very, very important in this young age, that is from 2 years to 6 years. Then as we talk about the next part, which is yoga kids. Yoga kids, can we move to the next slide? So at this tender age, yoga also plays a very important role. How? Because it is a research which has helped us to understand the child who meditates, a child who do simple exercise of calming down or breathing exercise. What happens? They have good focus. They are able to concentrate more. They are able to be in one particular action, or they are able to do one activity for a longer period compared to those who are not. So this also develops, the yoga also develops a gross motor skill. We want the child to develop the holistic thing, as we have spoken about mind. This is the second part, that is body. We want the body should develop. They should have a positive thinking about themselves. And what happens consequently when the child is using this exercise, like breathe in, breathe out, simple exercise, according to the age appropriateness of the child, we provide the activities. So when they do this, they develop confidence, they have positive self-image. So definitely the child who is rigorously doing all these exercises and follows a curriculum, with the passage of time, you can see that the child develops very confident and they are able to control their own self. So the third element is the soul. When we talk about soul, definitely soul is a very important part. It affects the affective domain of the child. And in EuroKids, it's just not the IQ, but it's also the EQ what we develop. We are, like, as I am telling, that it's a holistic development, 360-degree curriculum. So what it is, we are just not pointing on mind, but not only on body, but emotional quotient also, which is very important, that the child should have a positive thinking. And with that, we have brought in Euro music. So Euro music ignites the child's mind. It ignites the skill. It makes the child to have love for music. And when the child starts love for music, they have lot of new vocabulary. They can meditate more, they can collaborate more, and they can also work in groups. So we have signed up, or we have curated with a good company, which is named as Sing, Play, Love. And the collaboration, they provide us music, which will be played in the school so that the child can develop the musical inclination, and they can also have a playway method of learning different activities. Even the toughest activities are taught to them through play and through music. So sometimes the teacher sings the music, sometimes the children sings. So it is all in collaboration, and a design curriculum is given to them. And this is designed by Annie Meeker. So Dr. Annie Meeker, she is a PhD holder in music. So she knows in and out of music, and this definitely helps the executive function of the child. So music plays a very important role, and we are providing this Euro music in our centers. When we move on to the next slide, that is, we can move on to the next slide. Yeah, the second element of the soul is mindful plus. Now, this is a big term for us. Even we can think, what is mindful plus, or how this helps the child? So EuroKids is the first preschool to adopt the mindful technique for early childhood. So when we talk about mindful plus, it is helping the child to be in present, to think about what is in present, not to think about what has passed or what is coming in future. Not to be anxious, but to be calm, composed, be involved, enjoy the present moment. So this mindful curriculum is also designed by the third party, that is Fatima Khatir, and she has also helped with us in curriculum designing, and she has helped us by providing the curriculum which is taught in the classes, which helps the children to self-regulate. It helps to manage emotion. It also helps to improve concentration. So when the child is thinking something only in one thing, so they are able to focus more. So hence, we can see this all programs, this all components helps in the holistic development of the child. Now, we have taught, we have seen so many elements, but how does it happen in one day, or how does the child is learning in the school? Does it happen, or is it being taught? So as we see the day at Eurokids, we will be able to understand how these elements, how these programs are incorporated, wherein the child is able to do all this in a week's time, and they are able to learn everything. So when we move on to a typical day, so basically the Eurokids believe learning with joy. So everything what we do is with joy. It is not compulsion, that neither the teacher gives like instructions which makes the child compulsory. It's very hard or harsh, but it is with joy. The child will learn, and it is a well thought pedagogy which improves the quality of teaching and the way the child also learns. They get a grasp, they gain a deeper and grasp understanding of the concept. So when we start, we can see that there is a welcome time. A welcome time itself is a welcoming time for the child, because the teachers are there with a new activity every day. They have a new program or a new thing wherein they have to sometimes hold the puppet and welcome the child. They have to sometimes hug the child, or some other way will be there wherein the child will be warmly welcomed. Seeing the warmness, the child gets motivated to come to school, and then we have learning corners. So in a class, we will have 4 learning corners, and the child, when they come, we make the child to be at rest. We want the child should come, the transition from home to school should happen. So the child will be, they have the freedom to select any of the corners. They will go there, enjoy some time, and they will move on to the next corner. So as there are 4 corners, the child will spend some time, they will be enjoying everything, and this happens. The reason why it happens, or why we make it happen, is the transition from home, so that they are now all ready to learn something new for that day. Then we have a wonderful attendance time, wherein the teacher call out by the name, and the child gets familiar to the name, and with that we have an activity which helps the child to recapitulate what they have learned in the previous classes. As we have spoken about the scientific thinking, this is taught here, and then we have a wonderful snacks time, wherein it's just not snacks time where the child is eating quietly, but we have lot of discussion. So the teacher and the peers of the child will say, what is that you have brought? What is the texture? How it looks, how it smells? So the 5 sensory organs will develop, and they will also have, they will develop the sense of good taste, and they will like their food. So nutrition foods are encouraged, and we have a set timetable what to be brought to the school. Following that, we have music, movement, circle time, wow, and readiness. So these are the enhancer, we will be speaking about it. And as we have spoken about music and movement, so as you can see, this time is allocated for the child to develop everything. It's not only focusing on one specific thing, but all these features, all the domains are developed. Mathematics and language, as we have spoken, this is a period where they are learning about mathematics and language development. Mindful practices, peer interaction, reading time, story time. So here is the time when the child will be learning something about being mindful, or peer interaction, what it is, and reading time. They will be encouraged to read something. They will be encouraged to have a lot of vocabularies and other things. So we will talk about it, how it is done in the school. And then we have Eurofit, Euro music, outdoor play, yoga kids. As I've shown you, that body part is very important, the second most element, which is focused here. And we have reflection time, wherein it is just not that the bell rings and the child goes home. Here, during the reflection time, the teacher will reflect what the child has learned. The child will speak from the day, what is the best activity, or what is the activity which he has learned, what he will carry, what is the learning outcome. So this is a time when the teacher will have a very good transition for each of the child. They will retain the information, what they have received. They will take away the concept, what they have learned, to home. So this is a typical day, and this is a wonderful way wherein the elements what we have shown is integrated, and everything what child needs is mentioned here. So as we move on to the next slide, we will be able to see how the time is distributed for each of the program. So time of the day for nursery and playgroup, you can see here the 3 hours, how it is divided, like for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes. So the time is divided based again on the readiness of the child and also the child, how long they can sit. We can't make the child to sit beyond this time. And there are intervals, there are also things. So this much time they will be able to focus on one activity. Similarly, for Euro Junior and Euro Senior, we have time base that is for 4 hours. And here also you can see the Mindful Plus, the timetable is well designed so that the active and learning passive can happen. The passive learning can happen, self-paced learning can happen, peer interaction can happen. So you can see the timetable is very structured and everything what the child needs at this age is covered. Next slide. Yeah. So when we talk about the curriculum, it is just not the mind, body, soul. Other than that, we are also giving a lot of exciting program for the child. Okay, so these are the exciting program which other than the regular studies, they have this time for reading. So when I talk about time for reading, it is a period, it is a time when the child will be more focused or will be given the time to read something. So based upon the child, they will be provided with some interactive reading material. Like for example, there will be cards. They have to join picture with a card because we know that the child loves to see pictures. So there are a lot of pictures which they have to map it. And this time for reading is inspired by Montessori method. We have taken this method from the Montessori and which helps the child in a journey. The reading journey of the child improves. The activities are self-paced. The child can love it. And it is really encouraging and engaging for the child to do those activities because there's a milestone they are covering. So the range of activities are from simple to complex. And as I said, that there are matching activities, simple card joining, matching the letters, seeing the sound, hearing the sound and doing that. So the teacher can say what is the letter A sounds and the child has to match that picture. So that way the time for reading happens in the school. Next, we have the peer interaction. So we all know that children at this young age, for them to speak with adult, for them it's very difficult, or they will not be able to communicate everything. So peer reading basically is to have talk with their friends. So their friend groups, when they speak with each other, the emotional behavior develops. They are able to speak in a better way. They are able to communicate their thoughts and ideas, and their friends are also able to understand it. So in a way, they are able to develop the self-concept. They are able to develop the self-esteem, which helps them to develop the emotional and social relationship. Moving next, we have global goals for early childhood. This is our unique program, which only EuroKids has signed up with UN goals. So we want the child should be just not learning and be selfish, but whatever they learn, they have to share it with the world. So we have tied up with this and we provide the curriculum in which the goal is to support the children to understand how to be a global citizen, how to think about others, how to save environment, how to be a part of the changing world in a better way. The next part, what we have is be safe. So this is very important that our child should know how to be safe because at this young age, they should know how to be safe alone because all the time we will not be there. Teachers will not be there, parents will not be there. So be safe is a part wherein we want the child to know how to be safe in public area, how to be safe when they are at home, alone at home, how to speak with strangers, what are bad touch and good touch. So these are all done practically wherein in-depth knowledge for the learning happens that how to be safe in different environment, different conditions. And believe me, the child can be independent. The skill what we are teaching here is how the child can be independent. So these are the skills, these are the enhancer programs which will be done along with the curriculum. So as we move to the next slide, we can see that happiness in a box. Okay, so happiness in a box is lot of thing. Like actually, like children love to see that happiness because they get lot of goodies, and parents feel also feel happy because there are a lot of things. So during the admission time, when you take admission, the child will get welcome kit. So welcome kit comprised of 30 engaging tools is mentioned here. A kit will be there, and when you get the kit, you will be able to understand in detail what all things are there. Later on, like readiness kit. So how the child needs to be ready. So there will be some equipment, some tools which will make the child's fine motor skill develop, creativity develop, eye and hand coordination, motor skill develop. So these are the things like readiness kit will make the child ready to come to school and learn something, to develop the skills basically. Takeaway school. So these are the kit wherein we provide takeaway, some activities to create or to develop the imagination skills, to develop the creativity of the child, to develop the fine motor skill of the child. Some activities are done in school. So it's a takeaway. When the child sees a creative work done by themselves, they are very confident. And going back home, there is takeaway home also. So at home, the parents can engage in creating some of the things. There will be art and craft things, DIY activities, so which will help the parents and the child to have a close bonding with each other, because they will spend some time and they will be able to create something. Something new will come out. So this is the highest level of learning, when the child is able to create something. So this gives the self of confidence, and the parents can also take proud in that moment. So the next here is theme kit. So basically we have 4 themes, and the themes, when the curriculum is taught, it is taught according to the theme. These themes are used when the teachers are taking those particular themes. It focuses the developmental needs and the learning need of the child. The child, like lot of activities are there, and the theme kits are provided to the child to enhance the concept. As we said that the 5 things, the 5 the sensory organ should develop. We have all these things so that the theme can also have a complete cycle of learning. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, so we have spoken about the welcome kit. Now, what does welcome kit comprise of? It has books. It has achievement cards, medals, certificates, so that whenever the child does some activities based on the achievement card is given, and medals for the health and wealth day, certificates are given. Honor badges is something very unique, where we want to develop the trait of the child. So we want the child should develop in a positive way. And there are 8 badges which are given to the child, seeing by observation of the teacher observe which traits needs to be developed. The teacher prompts the child, this is what we need. And if the teacher sees something, they give the badges, which in a way help the child to understand what type of behavior is expected, or how should I behave that I will be appreciated. What are the right way of behaving? So this badges help the child's social emotional skills development. Other than that, we have preschool t-shirts, we have school bags also, you can see here. Portfolio, definitely this is an important thing, wherein they have a file which was known as a portfolio file. The child will use his creativity to complete the activities, and when the teacher asks what you have done, the child will be able to explain. Vocabulary, word of the week. Every week, we provide a word, a new word, and lot of actions, activities are done in the school wherein the child can learn that particular word. And by learning all this word, the vocabulary of the child will improve. So these are essential. These are the kits which are there in the welcome kits. Yeah, so Prajwal, can you take it forward?
Yeah, thank you, Betty. Thank you for giving a wonderful detailed information about the curriculum and the other day at EuroKids and other things. So thank you. So moving on to the next slide, that is the convenience of multiple shifts. We observed in so many years that many of the children are the late risers, or maybe they don't want to go into the morning batch or something. So to avoid any kind of a morning hassles, we also providing the late morning shifts, which is called as afternoon shifts. Also, the multiple shifts are available at the school. Wherever is there any Eurokids, you can check. There are the options which is available for the multiple shifts. Also, we saw that many parents, those who are working for US, UK shift, so it is convenient to have the options available for the different batches. Timings are there. uh, we know you work long hours to provide a bright future for your child. So to match all the requirements as per your comfortable zone, we have a multiple batches timing at the Eurokids preschool. So these are the timings which is available, which is normally followed by all the Eurokids preschool. That is shift 1, we start at 8:30 morning, ends up at 11:30. The second shift starts from 12 to 3, and third shift, that is a late afternoon shift, which is 3:30 to 6:30. For shift timings for Euro Junior and Senior is the 8 to 12, since it is a 4 hours program. So the first batch will be from 8 to 12, and the second shift will be 12:30 to 4:30. So these are the engagements program which is beyond the preschool. So many of the time is that the child spends about 20% time of the day in the preschool, and 80% at the time at home. So a constructive kind of engagement which we have developed, where the children can go through with their curriculum at their home as well. So we have come up with the Home Buddy app. Again, I request Betty to take us through the Home Buddy app, which will a child-friendly application for the child to have different activities, different kind of stories, or some videos which they can observe at the home. Yeah, over to Betty.
Yeah, thanks, Praj. So home buddy, as the name itself suggests, buddy. So buddy is a friend, okay, friend of a child at home. So generally, because the lifestyle of parent nowadays are very hectic, we can't spend so much of time with kids. What happens here is the child will be engaged with the technology for little time, but we are able to understand what the child is viewing because we have home buddy, which will capture everything what the child does. So we'll just have a quick view of the video here, and we'll try to understand what is home buddy and what are the features of home buddy. We can play the video here. Just sound. Sound needs to be shared. I think it's not shared.
Sound is not coming.
No.
No.
No, it's not audible.
Is it coming?
No.
Just a minute. Huh?
Or if you want, I can start with.
No.
No, it's not audible.
Can you present at your end?
Yes, I can share. Okay. Is it audible?
Yeah, it's audible.
So as I just mentioned that HomeBuddy app, this is an app which will be given to the child, it's given to the parents in fact, and the child will be using at home. So it has lot of features, like we have theme driven, and as whatever we have spoken from from this time. So all these curriculum elements are mentioned here in this HomeBuddy app. So at home, the parents can reteach or learn everything, or make the child learn everything from this also. So there are a lot of visuals, audio visuals, there are stories, read along stories, which will help the parents to read along with the child, interactive pictures, holistic learning through music and mindful plus. So there are a lot of things, and not only that, there are interactive games which the child will be learning and playing. So this acts as a fun for the child to learn at home with the HomeBuddy app. Then as we were talking about the age group, the program is divided into age-wise. So the 4 program, that is playgroup, nursery, Euro Junior and Euro Senior. So the age group is mentioned here, 2 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years, and 5 to 6 years. So basically the milestones are taken into picture. While preparing the curriculum, what are the milestones? And based on that, activities are there, like discovering and exploration, language development, new age skills, and shaping scientific mindset. So what happens in each program, the child has a particular learning ready according to their readiness. The curriculum is designed, and age appropriate learning and educational tools which are provided for the child to enhance all the skills and domains. So integrated program. So this is a 15-month integrated program. So sometimes what happens, the child crosses some age. So based on that, we have 2 weeks of settling time. This is a 15-month integrated program. 2 weeks is for settling time. 12 weeks of special curriculum. 36 weeks of regular schooling will happen. So definitely, anytime you feel like the child is ready, the parents can help the child to get into integrated program. In case, basically, this program is for the child who has missed some curriculum, and to catch up with the trend, or to catch up with the child's learning, so that he's not left alone or he's not left behind. So this type of integrated program will help the child to move. But definitely you can check with your centers in your locality whether they're implementing or not. Then we have summer club. Basically, this time is the vacation time. But believe me, this vacation time can't be let alone, like make the child left alone. Hence we are providing summer club, which is for 21 days, which have lot of fun and educational experience. So when these children come to our summer clubs, they will be utilizing the 3 hours wonderfully. They will be enhancing their social skill. They will be able to make friends. They will be able to have lot of creative activities, music, stories, fun. And they're in 21 days, the learning what happens during this summer club will be too impactful for the child, because during the summer camps, they will be ready for the next coming classes. That is, during the school, when school starts, they will be all ready for that, because during this time also, they have done lot of activity, which helps them to enjoy. And with that, they also learn. So we have tied up with many schools, and also we have in many of the cities, we have Euro School, we have our own Billabong schools. And so what happens after the child completes grade 1? So you can have a look here, you can go visit our website, you can see different schools, what we have. And we have also main school streams wherein we have tied up, so that the child after preschools doesn't have any problem in getting admissions in schools. So getting started, how to start it? You have to get an admission form. You have to submit the documents. After that, there will be a parent orientation program you have to attend. Handover of happiness kit. Batches are starting, generally it starts from January. So some states start in Jan, some in April, and some in June. So based on the state, is Pan India. So based on from where you are, you have to check with your centers. So in centers, we have open house. So if you want to experience how the day looks like, whether the child will be able to cope with that. So what I refer is, you can just go to one of the closest center. You can ask for open house, which will help the child and you, so that you can understand how the complete day, or in a nutshell day, you will be able to understand how the program looks like, what is that it is taught in the school. So you will get a clarity on your own child's learning development and even the school. So this is open house, which is available on Saturday, you can visit the centers. So the duration is, playgroup is 1 hour 45 minutes, nursery 1 hour 45 minutes, for Euro Junior and Euro Senior, it is for 2 hours. So believe me, parents, right start it will give your child flying start, because the stronger the foundation is, the building will be stronger. Thank you for listening to us patiently. And this is our time for questions. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box and we are ready to answer.
Parents, if you have any queries, any questions, you can put it into a Q&A section where we can address all your queries and questions.
Which syllabus do we have in EK? So the syllabus, as we said, it is a UNOIA curriculum. It's just not one curriculum. It is curated. It is like we have brought many other the best practices. Like as I said, we are also a progressive we have a progressive curriculum which keeps updating. So as what we are using, UNOIA is the 7th version. Okay, so we talk about syllabus. It's just not syllabus, it's beyond syllabus.
The next question is, how will the child be able to adapt to English medium of language if English is not spoken at home?
Okay, definitely, like we in a country like India, definitely our language is not English, isn't it? See, we all learn by listening. So we have LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing. So the school environment It's like that. The teachers speak, the speak with the child, or the peer interaction happens in English. So the more the child listen to English, they will be able to develop. So you can also help the child at home by reading a book, by helping the child to see English audios or videos. So all that things will help the child to improve their English.
Okay. Hisalia Rakshi, they are asking, is there an open house session that really exists? I visited and heard no such sessions exist. So as we are having a different PI session at the center level, you can check with the center. In case if you have, you can write to us. We will definitely inform the center to have a such type of sessions for the parents as well. The next question is, nursery syllabus is relating to which board, ICSE or CBSE?
Yeah, so as I said, the syllabus, as we have taken the best practices. Okay, so syllabus, board and all these things basically start from grade 5, grade 6 upward. But to be honest, we have like CBSE integrated with the best curriculum, best integration of, we have seen all these things. So it is helping the child of each and every board, which this is a foundation year. So we provide the best to the child, what is age appropriate, which helps the child to develop their holistic learning. And also what is provided by the board, or if you talk about any of the syllabus, what is there, it is also included in our curriculum.
Okay, next is any field trip for kids. Yes, we have a field trips for all the kids at every school. Betty, if you can mention that.
Right. Theme-based field trips will be there. So it depends upon the area also, wherever, like if in some places, as mentioned, the curriculum, those places are not there, there can be alternative, but definitely we have field trips so that the child can understand the connection between what they are learning and what is outside the world. That is the main idea, and hence we have that.
Again, the same question lies with, it comes under which board, CBSE or ICSE or common? So as mentioned by Betty, it doesn't comes under any board. It's a foundation course which prepare the child for all any kind of a boards, that is a CBSE, ICSE or any other boards.
Exactly.
So
any written work on playgroup? No, we don't give any written work for the playgroup child because the playgroup kids are too small. Okay, if you have ever observed the child, the fist of the child is always closed when they are born. So just to open the fist also, it takes a lot of time and effort. So we have a lot of activity wherein they can identify, recognize, they have a lot of manipulatives where they can use, develop the fine motor skills. So in playgroup, definitely we will not have any writing part.
Pooja Bartake asking, parents asked which syllabus. One minute. I think we have answered that. So what is your phonetics approach? Also, I missed the beginning of the session, so please answer my first question above.
Yeah, so we, from nursery class onwards, we teach the sound, letter sound, and the sound, letter and sound connection. What is the connection, how the blends are made. So going with that, we have diphthongs, blends, and other thing. It keeps on progressing class-wise, the program-wise.
Will there be additional writing practices will be taken for Hindi, English, and Marathi local language at the senior and junior level?
Yeah, definitely Hindi is included, but depending upon the area, if third language is also there, the school can give the practices.
How is your approach different from that of Vidya Mandis?
So to be honest, I'm not very clear about, I'm not aware of.
The question is not very much clear about what, in what sense it is going to ask. If you can elaborate, Priyanka ma'am, it will be great. Yeah. Again, there is one question from anonymous attendee. I request each one of you that please mention your name so that it will easier to answer the question as well. Road outside Eurokids, Himmatnagar, Gujarat is mud covered in rainy season. Request you to please look into this. I have recently visited Eurokids for admission for my child and observed the same. Sure, ma'am. We'll take in this point and we'll get in touch with the Himmatnagar, Gujarat branch.
Yeah, it's one question. My child is 2.5 and he's not potty trained. So at this young age, we are not expecting the child to be a potty trained also. If they are, it's really good. But we have our aunties who will be taking care of the child. And as we have spoken about the student teacher ratio, so we have our aunties who will be taking care of all these things, will be helping the child also to get trained in potty training and how to do it. A regular washroom time is maintained, so nothing to worry about that. So
which letters do you
yes,
start the phonetics from?
So it is from letter A to Z. We are not here to be very specific. If you're asking, do we follow jolly phonics? No, we are not following, but definitely we have the approach of phonetics.
Next is which language will be spoken to kids in EK, mother tongue, depending upon states, or English?
Definitely English is a basic school language. We will be speaking English, but as and when if the child is not able to understand, it will be translated and again spoken in English.
What is the approx number of kids per class for playgroup level? So as we mentioned that the child ratio is 1:10. So we are accommodating the 10 kids in a one batch. My still doesn't communicate completely. What's your approach? I think.
So we have to understand the age group of the child, because generally if the age group is, to be very specific, each child has a milestone. Okay, some pick up fast, some a little later. Considering boys, like sometimes the boys have a slower pace of speaking as compared to girls. But still the age is not very clear. So what is your approach? Definitely, if the child is alone, as I said, because of the fast-moving life of a parent, they maybe sometimes they are not able to communicate, or he's not listening more of the talks. So when the child comes to school or playgroup, they have the same peer level, so they will be able to speak with each other. The communication also develops. The more the child listens, the more the child speaks. So this happens. So it's not, the question is incomplete because the age and other things are not mentioned.
Okay, next is, can you explain about transfer? So there is a transfer policy is available at the school. You can reach out to the center where you are currently located, and to which center you want to take a transfer, just give a request to your existing school. They will raise a transfer request into the system, and the transfer will happen to the next center. What is included in Euro music?
So if the school, this is a school, like if school opts for music, Euro music, so we will be they have books, they will be going through that. If not, little music from the audio visuals, and the teacher will be teaching.
Deepak Kumar asking, what the nursery class syllabus?
Okay, so the centers from where you are asking, the places from where you are asking, if you can visit your center, the specific syllabus, they will be able to guide you. Okay, so here I would like to just tell you that there's a difference between syllabus and curriculum. Syllabus A to Z, 1 to 10, mathematics 1 to 10, English, themes will be like as I said, there are 4 themes. Again, it is divided into sub-themes. Okay, so basically that may be known as EVS in in a general language. So they will be learning about me, myself, all their things other than that. So this is a basic curriculum. But when we take it as a EuroKids, it's a curriculum which we follow. And Eunoia curriculum, mind, body, soul, which we have seen in length, how depth it is, how much depth it has. So definitely the child will be left, like nowhere left in any of the learning areas. So it will be all covered.
Do you start phonetics from S, T, or ABC?
Yeah, so as I said, we start from ABC. We are not following the Jolly phonic. Like in Jolly phonic, I know that they follow as SATPIN method, as SATPIN, SATPIN, but here we follow ABCD.
What will be the extracurriculum activities?
So we have spoken at length about it. We have so many extra co-curricular activities. We have like every month we have some other activities. Takeaway is there, takeaway school, takeaway home, Euro music, yoga, Eurofit. So many things we have.
My child not went to play school. Will he manage or cover in nursery?
Right. So if he has not attended the play school also, he will be able to manage in nursery. The age, if you can mention it, it will be more specific because age plays a vital role in the child development from 0 to 6 years. Every year plays important, even months. So we are very specific with age, but definitely they will be able to cover.
My kid is 2.2 years old right now. In which class should I enroll him in this academic year 23-24? Your child is eligible for the playgroup program. You can proceed for the admission for the next academic year. First week, most of child crying when they come to school. How to handle your school?
Right. So we also understand that the first 2 weeks will be a crucial period for the child because they will be the leaving home, or for the first time, they will be coming out of the safe zone of the parents' lab to school or to centers. So we have a very good curriculum wherein the 2 weeks will be a settling time weeks. We have lot of activities which make the child settle to come out of the home zone and to understand that how a play school or the school is different from home, as we have a systematic schedules, lot of activities, lot of games. So definitely the child will be able to engage and settle.
Okay. My son is 1 year, 10 months old. He does not respond much when called by his name, but he identifies us clearly. Will it be an issue at the playgroup? No, we don't think that there is any kind of a issue because once the peer interaction and the pedagogy or the curriculum gets